Hey,
Hi!
I miss you.
I miss you too!
Emily Haavik.
Sarah Morris.
Can I sing a song at your face?
Yep.
Hey, I miss you. And I hope you're doing well. I miss you and hearing your music IRL. So I am thinking that you sing me a song or two while I just sit here in my bathroom saying, hey, I miss you.
That was beautiful.
Well, thank you. As I sang, I'm sitting here in my green bathroom in Shoreview, Minnesota. You've never been here. I hope that you'll come and sing one day when I get Toilet Tunes back in the world. Will you tell me where you are right now?
I sure will.
Yeah.
I am at my home in Minneapolis, sitting on my couch by the steps, which are behind me.
I love it. What is the art behind you over your shoulder? Well, there's pictures
It's backwards.
Yeah, with like blue pines is what I'm
That
seeing.
my husband Philip ordered on the internet.
And
I don't know the artist. I don't think there's like a local artist behind that one. But the ones on my
other shoulder,
behind my right shoulder,
yep,
your left perhaps,
yep,
are Ken Speckle Letterpress, who's one of my favorite artists out of Duluth, Minnesota. He does the woodblock prints.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're very wonderful. So they're all Northwoods themed, and I have a collection of them.
I love that because even though you are down in the city, which isn't the Northwoods, you come from the Northwoods.
Yes, I come from the Northwoods, from Duluth, and I still try to get up there frequently.
Nice. Now I'm going to ask if you would tell me how you are right now. I'm going to snap a Polaroid.
Yep.
In this minute, how are you?
I'm great. In this minute, I'm very happy to be talking with you and seeing your face. Yeah. And I love that we get to connect in these ways in music virtually, in addition to sometimes in person again, which is wonderful. But I'm feeling a lot of joy being here.
Thank you. I'm feeling that joy having you here. I've only actually met you in real life one time. Is that true?
Well, twice, because we had coffee, which was very wonderful. And then you came to our show recently, Dave's show.
That's right. But it hasn't been enough times. But
Two times.
But I know. But I can still miss you just fine. I'm wondering if you'll sing us a song and tell us why you chose that song.
Yes. Okay. Should I sing it and then tell, or
that is dealer's choice?
Okay.
However,
I'll tell a little bit first because it'll help contextualize it. I'm gonna sing a song that I wrote in our songwriting group, which I think we'll talk about. And it is about climate change and about the earth, which is something that's very close to my heart. So I've thought about doing something in that vein for a while, but a song hadn't come to me until this one. So
I remember this one.
Yeah. What if we could travel the circumference of the world, so it's infinite, like we will never reach the end? What if we leaned close and heard her breathing, heard her spinning, heard her screaming like she is losing all her hope? It's time to listen to her closing. Lights go down and it's her moment. You'll never know how I've labored to make this place a home. You'll never know how I strive to keep it safe. If this is it, hope you treasured every single drop of rain. It was a kiss on your undeserving lips. What if when she's spinning, she is singing, she is planning, she is dreaming like time will never be enough? What if when you step, your body's held there, not a given, not for granted, like she could drop you but she don't? It's time to listen to her closing. Lights go down and it's her moment. You'll never know how I've labored to make this place a home. You'll never know how I strive to keep it safe. If this is it, hope you treasured every single drop of rain. It was a kiss on your undeserving lips. And I hold my breath, feel the lungs pop out of my chest. If it's delicate, how did we not see it crack, collapse? We'll never know how she labored to make this place a home. We'll never know how she strives to keep it safe. If this is it, wish we treasured every single drop of rain. They were a kiss on our undeserving lips. If this is it.
Oh, Emily. I love that song. I remember loving it when it came out. Was it Circumference the prompt?
Yeah, Circumference. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. It's
made it as a word in the song. Sometimes the prompts just spark the idea, but yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, it's a beauty. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
This is Hey, I Miss You. This is where I tell everybody, my name is Sarah Morris, and I have this tendency to make shows up in my bathroom, and we used to have something called toilet tunes, and people would sing with me in my bathroom. And then once COVID began, I wanted to find a way to still hang out with people in my bathroom, but not actually be with them. And Hey, I Miss You was born. And I just interview cool music friends, and they sing at me, and it's the best. So,
yay!
That's what this is. I'm wondering if you can now tell me something good. Tell me.
I sure can.
Good.
Something good. Well, I'm feeling very blessed in my life right now, just with the season of life that I'm in. So that would be something good. I left my job of over 4 years at the end of June, and it was kind of also leaving about 10 years in journalism and daily news, and took some time off, and now I'm doing like more independent work, and just having, I feel very, very lucky to be just the little things about setting my own schedule and having more time for music, more flexibility. I've just been feeling very, very blessed. So that would be something good in my life right now.
That's so much good. I love that. I love the big leap. I love that part of your leap involves some time off.
Resting.
It's a huge thing.
Yeah, it's a privilege and
hard thing.
A gift. Yeah.
Yeah,
it is. I thought it would be very difficult for me. So I did plan ahead, and I had gotten the advice to make schedules every day, even if, because that's just my personality.
Yeah.
And so I would make a schedule every single day for like 2 months, and it would be like, jog, play guitar 2 hours, make lunch, go for a walk with neighbor, and like just checking things off my list. And so then if I ever felt frozen or like, oh my God, what am I doing with my life? I just would look at my list and I would just do the thing, and then I would start feeling better. So yeah, it's an adventure to take
doing
time
the
off.
thing is the thing. I feel like that's sometimes all. Yes, just do the thing. Oh, that's beautiful.
Do the thing on the list, yeah.
Do the thing. Now we're going to do In Case You Missed It. Ooh. In case you missed it, this is Emily Haavik. Hi, Emily.
Hello.
I got to meet you, Emily, originally back in March of 2019. I was going on my first solo, like, little mini tour, and I had to drive to Ohio by myself. And so I put out the call to the universe. What should I listen to on this big old drive? And Mother Banjo, Ellen Stanley, she's an artist and she's a DJ, and she's also kind of like a yenta. She's introduced me to she introduced me to my friend Vicky. She introduced me to your music. So she was like, you've got to go check out Emily Haavik and the 35s and their new album, Ease Back. And she was so right. It was beautiful.
That's really nice.
I would like to, with that little bit, that's how I met you. Can you just give us a bit of your story?
Yeah. So I am a songwriter. And I am from Duluth. And from the Northwoods. I love the Northwoods of Minnesota. I do a lot of camping and hiking up there still. But now I live in Minneapolis. I live in this house that I'm in with my husband, Philip, and my dog, Sky. And as I said before, I'm in journalism and kind of creative like podcast production, TV production, etc. And I write songs and play them with people. And my dog might bark because he's outside.
Oh, for sure.
I locked him out, but it's pretty warm today. He's okay.
Yeah, he's fine. I always have that as well. We have the two dogs here too, and sometimes they can be in the house, but I have to lock the bedroom door. Yeah, and they get real mad with that sometimes.
He's sometimes fine. Like I was recording a little demo yesterday, and he just slept by my feet and just totally chilled. But right before I got on here with you, he came up to me and stared at me and barked. I was like,
well, we would love to have Sky if Sky wants to join us. I mean, puppies are super invited.
Maybe I'll bring him in at the end.
So Ease Back came out in December 2018. I heard it in March 2019. It also had a video. So I wrote down, you're from Duluth, so you know how to dress. The video is like outside in the winter. There's snow on the hi-hat. Tell us about, it's your band, the 35, your Duluth band, the 35s.
Yep.
You just said, get outside, we're going to make music in the cold.
Yeah, basically, we had this vision for the video. My friend Michelle Truax filmed that video, and she's a wonderful creative video producer. And so we had this vision. You know, you just can't pick the weather. I don't know that we specifically wanted it to be winter. It just was winter, and we had to film the video. So it was really cold. I had like a pretty warm jacket on, which you can see in the video, but the scenes where we're playing the song outside, we had to play it several times to let her get different angles. And my fingers, because I had to have my gloves off, and my fingers that's one of my colder memories that I have. But it was so fun. I mean, anytime you get to do like a creative project with friends, it's so fun. And it was filmed at the cabin and the outdoor space where we recorded the album, which was really special. Yeah, so that place held a lot of like we were feeling very emotionally attached, you know, because we had just filmed this album or created this album there. So it was a very special day.
Yeah.
And we got those of us who were there until darkness fell that day. There's a steep driveway into the kind of valley that we were in, and so we all got stuck. Because it was just solid ice by the time we left. And so we were stuck at this cabin. And then Michelle's husband brought like a giant truck with a towing thing on it. And he towed us all out.
Well, that's an adventure.
Yeah. So it was fun, though.
Yeah. So you recorded it at a cabin?
Yeah, at a friend's cabin. And we had our engineer, Jason McClone, was so gracious to bring all his gear. And then we borrowed some stuff, and we just set up in the cabin. So it was pretty fun.
That's awesome. I saw that Jason was the engineer. I assumed it was done at this like studio that he works out of, but no.
No, we did some vocals there. So we definitely did like my final vocals elsewhere. But yeah, we did the bones at the cabin. It was really fun.
That's awesome. That's such a good experience. And I mentioned, so you have a Duluth band, the 35s, and that's who they can hear on the album. And see freezing their booties up in the... But they're freezing, but they're wearing like, there's a Carhartt hat, there's a good buffalo check shirt. I was like, everyone's hitting the notes of how you must dress.
It's all experienced Duluthers in that video.
And then you also have a band that you play with down here. Now that we'll say it's like you're bi-coastal, but it's really just that we're all connected on Highway 35, and there's your northern band and your southern band.
Yep. 35 north and 35 south.
What's your 35 south band? What's your
Yeah, so that's it's some of the same. So it's me and Dave Mailing, who's also in the 35s. And then Bo Jeffrey, who plays also bass with Dave Mailing.
Okay.
And then my buddy Sheldon Way, who plays drums with a couple other projects. He plays with Maria and the Coins, which is one of our favorite groups. Yeah, so it's just the four of us. So it's a little bit, this band I'm calling Glam Country.
Glam Country.
I'm using my electric guitar more. Sometimes I put tremolo on it. And it's just a little smaller and more vibey.
I love it.
So they're different. The Duluth band is like this magical arrangement of like 8 people with a lot of strings. And it feels, it feels like a whole experience, which it's super special to me. So yeah, they're just kind of different. It's been fun to try different things with different groups.
I love that. That sounds like having 2 sandboxes, like in a great way.
Yeah, totally.
Like, or just 2 different sets of paints or whatever, your watercolors, your acrylics. I could go on with bad metaphors all day. What do you, but I just think that must be delightful as a creator to because you write the song and that is one act, right? And then watching the song come to life is always its separate journey.
Yeah, it's super. And like, depending on who takes it from there, right? Like, depending on the band, it can go so many different directions. And even just the makeup of the band and what instruments you're featuring. And yeah, so it's super fun. Like, definitely when I write songs now, there have been times where I'm like, oh, this is like perfect for the Duluth band. Or I'll write a song and be like, oh, this feels like a really intimate, like 4-piece kind of groovy thing. And so, yeah, it's been kind of a fun, creative, like a new creative challenge.
That's awesome. And you mentioned Dave Mailing a couple times. You also play in his band.
Yeah.
And you don't have your electric guitar with your tremolo. You don't have your acoustic guitar. What do you do over there?
Well, I play keys and sing backup. And then it's keys, mostly like pads, synth, some more vibes. A lot of vibes. Awesome. And I have been playing acoustic guitar with him too. It depends on the song. Like, we have different arrangements. And then actually, I have brought my tremolo pedal over to that band. I'm very excited about my new pedals.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been a pedal person before, so I'm diving into that. But yeah, it's super fun. I love backing up other musicians because it's a totally different experience. It's so fun. And also, Dave's one of my favorite songwriters, and he's so great to work with. So that's been really fun.
Yes. You and Dave were both part of the Songwriter Challenge this summer. So that was where I got to like re-know you, and where I feel like it's very easy for me to say, hey, I miss you, because I got used to hearing a new Emily song every week. You guys, every week I got one. It wasn't just for me, it was for all of us. But can you tell me about your experience with the Songwriter Challenge? Like, how you found it, how you found it, and how you found it.
Yeah, very good differentiation, because I was a creeper watching some of the videos for a while. I don't remember when I saw something about it and like added myself to the page, or I liked the page. So I would see other people doing it, but I was very intimidated because you write a song a week. I had all the typical fears of maybe I can't think of a song every week, so I'll fail. And then I also was nervous to do the videos. I was very intimidated about having to film myself doing the songs. And then when I left my job and I had kind of committed myself to this new season of like really pushing myself creatively, and I just thought, this is a good thing for me to do. It's going to give me structure. I can push myself to put my songs out there when I don't feel like they're ready, which is, I think, good sometimes. And it's been a joy. I love it. And I was a little late a couple of weeks, but I did write every week, which I was very proud of myself for. And what's crazy about it is that I thought, okay, these are like, it's forced creativity, or some might say discipline. But, so maybe some of these are going to be throwaway songs, like I won't like them. And it's off a prompt, so I thought maybe the prompt won't resonate, whatever. And I found like, I liked most of the songs I wrote. Like I would say there were throwaways. Like there's a couple I'm never gonna play again, but only like a couple out of what is it, 10 weeks?
You did
I
10.
mean, yeah, it's crazy like what your brain does when you just make yourself sit down and write. And then I wrote, I think, some of my better songs because I was exercising that muscle every week, and so it was like pretty impactful for me. And I met you, which is really nice. And the people are just very supportive, and even like I've seen people out at shows now. Like people are showing up for each other's shows. It's just really beautiful little community. So yeah, it's been just a huge gift.
Oh, I love it. Your songs were so beautiful and like inspiring to me as a writer. And
Thank you.
yeah, so
Yours
thank
too.
you for being there. And if anyone's feeling crazy, we start up again on January 1.
And just try it. And there are some, like, you don't have to do every week. Plenty of people didn't do every week or did them late.
Yeah.
If like, it's just like, it's better to try it. And then if you drop the ball at some point, like everybody drops the ball and it's fine. But at least maybe you'll write a few songs.
Yeah.
But you might find that that it really is a perfect fit.
And I think sometimes doing that thing that scares you, right? Like the video thing scared the heck off of me too. Like when I started, and now I don't. Sometimes I get scared, not about the video, but about sharing a song that's undercooked or whatever. But I'm never sad that I did it. I'm always glad that I that I did the scary thing.
And I was surprised sometimes when it was a song I was nervous to share, like, you just never know what's going to connect with people, too. Like, I would always be surprised what someone would pull out of it, or someone would be like, that was my favorite one. And you're like, what?
For sure.
So it's cool. It's cool because you don't always know what's in a song that you're writing until you share it. So
did it give you some sense of, like, dreaming forward with any of those songs? Like, did you start to hear, like, or have you played any of them with your band?
Yeah. I've played like several of them already. Cool. Yeah, with my band, and a couple of them definitely, like, there have been some new styles I've been trying to lean into musically, I think. And so I was able to try some different things, and then trying those songs with bands ended up being really, really fun. Yeah, so I've definitely been playing them.
That's awesome.
But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I would like to certainly record some of them eventually, but I don't think I have a solid plan for that yet. I'm sort of thinking song by song right now versus album.
I like it. Yeah. I like song by song. Take it on song by song, day by day.
That could be a song.
It could be. Prompt. I just gave you a prompt. Yeah. So you were going to play presumably some of these songs on December 2nd at the Astor. If people are here in Minneapolis at the Minneapolis Songwriter Round, that's a Thursday night, 8 p.m.
Yes.
Did I get it right?
I think so.
5 songwriters hosted by Taylor James Donsky.
Yeah, Taylor. Do you know Taylor?
I'm doing it in 2 weeks.
Oh, yay!
Yeah. Taylor is like one of the people that was, I think, supposed to be in my Toilet Tunes before the COVID. Yes, I've met Taylor a few times, but he's great.
He's lovely. He has played bass with me in the past, and he played on my first EP that I made. Yeah, he's really lovely. That's awesome. I was trying to make sure. I'm sure you have the time right, though. I think you have it.
I will link to it. No one knows
8 p.m.
the date.
Yep.
There we go. 8 p.m. So that's when they can maybe hear some of those beautiful songs. I wanted to mention one other thing before we have you sing again. You referenced your journalistic career.
Yes.
One of the things that you did right before the summer became summer, is you released a podcast.
Yeah.
Record of Wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us briefly about that?
Yes, I can. I love to talk about Record of Wrong. It consumed my life for a year, and so it's weird that it's finished, but you can listen to all of it. And it's kind of evergreen, so we're not making new episodes, but it is about the criminal justice system from the perspective of the appeals process. And so I spent kind of a year doing these interviews, and the Innocence Project, the Great North Innocence Project, which is the branch in Minnesota, helped to connect me with some of the people I talked with. And I interviewed people who basically were wrongfully convicted, spent time in prison, both people who were exonerated and ended up getting out. And then we also interviewed people who have a very, very strong case for a wrongful conviction. Like, we can't ever say, you can't really make an absolute claim that someone was wrongfully convicted, really. But very clearly, very deeply, deeply flawed cases who were trying to get their names cleared and then ended up being offered plea deals at very crucial moments. So there's something that prosecutors sometimes do where, quite honestly, where it looks like someone could win their case, their appeal, and then they're offered a deal. So they get out of prison, but they have to keep the conviction on their record, which is kind of alarming to a lot of advocates. And we did find there's some really new research that we were able to find that showed that those are actually fairly common nationally. So that was pretty hard. It was a heavy stuff, and there were two men that I interviewed pretty extensively, and they were in that category. So they have pretty heart-wrenching stories where they're still carrying pretty serious convictions on their record, and really impacts their life for years and years to come. I mean, really forever.
Right.
So yeah, it was a really interesting process, and I would love if people would take a listen. And it's very educational. So it's not really true crimey in the sense that, like, it is about the criminal justice system, but we sort of took a deep dive on the system. And so it's like, you can learn a lot, I think. I learned a lot making it.
I learned a lot listening to it. Well, yes. I mean, it's clear that you would have had to do, I mean, you're living with so much gray area and so much, like, heart and humans behind these stories, but then also this, the legal system, like all the paperworks and the libraries and I mean, I think you did a really fantastic job. So I say yes, go listen to that, everybody. Yeah. I will link to that.
Dave and I scored that podcast as well. So we do some musical scoring as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I have a stack of papers. This wasn't all my documents, but I just had some that were, like, printed out at the courthouse. It's like the size of, like, a large book, and I still have it. My husband, like, very graciously has a couple times asked me, like, so do you think you're done with these now? Because they're, like, sitting in our dining room, and I just thought, I don't know, maybe I'll need them. Yeah. Maybe something will come up. I'll need to look it up.
And it's got to be on paper. Yes, no, I get that. Yes. I'm wondering if you will sing us another song.
Yeah. Okay. Can I do another one from the songwriting group?
Heck yes, you can. Yes.
Okay. This song is a love song, and I wrote it off the prompt Mystify. But the song is called Magnificence.
Oh my God. I love
Slightly different. Okay. It's the 6 a.m. and the sunrise hits and you're falling. It's the middle of the night with the stars so bright you're in awe of it. It's the 17 hours in flight, bleary-eyed, then you're suddenly blinded by light. It's the mist on the lake and you can't take the pain so you walk away. Can I tell you a secret? Sometimes I can feel it in the morning. Heartbeat gets to soar and I'm losing it. Sometimes it's the flutter in your eyelids, the terror in the thought that we're transient. Sometimes I just wish that I could hold it, bury it and never look again at it. Don't think I can take this much magnificence. It's the wind on your face when you look back and say that you're flying. It's the time that you laughed like a bell and I could not stop smiling. It's the look in your eyes when you needed a light and you finally found it in me. It's the way that you dance when we stay up past 10 and we're dreaming. Can I tell you a secret? Sometimes I can feel it in the morning. Heartbeat gets to soar and I'm losing it. Sometimes it's the flutter wish that I could hold it, bury it and never look again at it. Don't think I can take this much magnificence. Can I tell you a secret? Sometimes I just wish that I could hold it, bury it and never look again at it. But I stand here and take it in. Magnificent.
When you released that song, I mean, everybody in our group just lost their minds a little bit. So
That's very
thank
sweet.
you for sharing very
like that one.
much. I'm wondering, Emily Haavik, if you would play it forward and tell me something that you're listening to right now that's making you hot. What's
Yes.
like really good?
A couple of great things I just heard recently. A couple of new albums in the Twin Cities that I loved. The new Humbird album.
Oh my God, I can't do that.
Beautiful. Her song Charlotte really, really slayed me. I have listened to that on repeat. Megan and the Birdwatcher just put out a new album. These are all going to be local because I like to listen to local people. That's fabulous, and you should check that out in the Twin Cities.
Moonshine.
Yeah. And then there's a new single from Afro Geode in Duluth, a woman named Di, her band, and it's really great. And I'm going to look up the name of that single to make sure I don't get it wrong. Boundaries.
Okay.
Beautiful. Like, she's doing some incredible stuff in Duluth. So, yeah, those are the things I heard lately that really got me grooving.
I have not heard Boundaries yet or of Afro Geode, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, check her out.
Obsessed with Still Life and Megan and the Birdwatcher as well. And they're going to be on the show next week. I don't usually tell people the future, but that's true.
That's cool.
Now I'm going to ask you to give us an action item. What are we going to do? Yeah.
You know what? If you would go and like our Facebook page, Emily Haavik and the 35s, that would be wonderful. We are in the 900s, and it would be really fun to hit that 1,000 one of these days.
Yep.
So you can help us get there. And that's where every show that I do with either band, I post on there. And so it's an easy way to stay informed about our live appearances.
I love that. Those live appearances, that is wonderful. So I will link to that. And that is the action item is the one thing. If you do only one thing, to connect with Emily after the show, when we're done watching, we're done spending this time together, you're going to go like her on Facebook. I think it's a like and a follow these days. I think Facebook wants you to do all the things. Smash that like button, click that follow. That's what we're going to do.
Subscribe.
Yes. Okay. I want to thank you so much, Emily, for being here.
Thank you, Sarah.
It's so good to see you and hear you. I'm going to thank my patrons because they make all of this possible. Each one of these hearts contains someone who is or has been at some time a patron. And I love them. They make it so that I can keep making crazy shows in my bathroom.
That's wonderful.
And albums and stuff too, which is nice. And I want to thank you, nice watchers. We'll be back next week, like I said, with Megan and the Birdwatchers. So make sure that you reserve your Friday lunch hours to hang out.
Subscribe.
Here, subscribe, smash that like button. That's what my kids say. Can I sing the theme song at you one more time? Hey, I miss you. And I hope you're doing well. I miss you and hearing your music IRL. So I am thinking that you sing me a song or two while I just sit here in my bathroom saying, hey, Emily Haavik, I miss you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Sarah. Thanks, audience.